talk about your Lakers rebuild. Apparently, you got this crazy rebuild that's going to help the Lakers win their NBA championship, their 18th one. So
Right.
let's
I
hear it.
come I come with actual uh, valid points here. I'm not just throwing out a crazy idea. All right. I don't think it's just crazy. I think there's actual value to this. All right. So you mentioned earlier trading Anthony Davis, right? What are the
Hmm.
Lakers going to do? They have so much to do, so much structural problems with their team, and so many big contracts that they can't really make any moves. And on top of that, they don't really have a lot of assets to make moves with.
Hmm.
So number one priority, I would honestly put my number one priority is obviously you
Get
Westbrook
Lamelo.
is his own. The Westbrook is his own thing, right? I'm saying I think they should trade Anthony Davis. I think you're on it, man. Like I think Anthony Davis is the guy that should get moved because of the return they can get. Build around LeBron. And here is my rationale, right? What is the position that everybody has begged Anthony Davis to play his whole career?
The
What
center.
is it? Center, right? What did LeBron do, old man LeBron do this year better than just about anybody in the NBA when he had a chance to do it? Played center better than just about everybody in the league when he was
Hmm.
playing the five for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, it suits this old man LeBron in his game, right? He doesn't need to, chase people around as much if he's playing the five a little bit more consistently. And if you replace Anthony Davis with some better players that fit LeBron and LeBron can move into the five, talking already, I think, a more consistent team in certain aspects, right? And so here's my trade proposal, right? I actually come bearing real trades. What if take Anthony Davis and they say you were trying to go to Chicago? You've mentioned it a few times. You've been happy with Chicago. Chicago might get bounced pretty early. Like they probably will. They've been really not very good for the last portion of the season, right?
Hmm.
What do we think about a trade for an unhappy superstar in Chicago, possibly with Lavine? You'd have to throw in something else with Lavine, I think, to get Anthony Davis. So what about Lonzo? Lonzo and Lavine. You don't do you think
A
that
reunion coming back, the band back together again.
think about a player right now at the point guard position. If you were to move LeBron into the five, who would be better alongside LeBron than Lonzo? Perimeter defense out the wazoo. He's going to set everybody up. Levine is a scorer, a certified perimeter threat anywhere on the court, realistically, but he's really good on the perimeter and he's a better defender. I think that makes a lot of sense, right?
Hmm.
If you were to do it without Levine in there and you got, let's say you got Lonzo and Vucevic, right? That would probably be a little bit more realistic, right? Lonzo and Vucevic is not enough for Anthony Davis, so they'd have to throw some picks in. So then I would argue you take those picks and then you attach those to Westbrook to move off of Westbrook. A lot of your problems are solved. You have much better role players that fit with LeBron. LeBron fills the hole that Anthony Davis is leaving and that he didn't really want to play in the first place.
Hmm.
And it gives you the assets to get rid of Russell Westbrook without trading your 27 and 29 picks, which are going to be valuable picks. You don't want to do that. So what's the next best way to get rid of him is to go get other picks.
Yeah.
What do
I
you
mean,
think about my idea?
I like it. The problem is, I don't think
It's a start.
I think the Bulls will try to run it back, just like the Denver Nuggets. I think they're going to try to run it back. I mean, what do you
If
think
they
of
don't
ES?
get the opportunity to though. What if Levine doesn't want to be there anymore? I think the people aren't talking about that. Justin, I know you were in the chat earlier. I'm sorry. I've been saying it for a year. I think there's a legitimate chance Zach Levine does not play for Chicago again.
Or do you like ESPN's idea where they do Lamelo in purple and gold?
It's
ES,
just not possible. But
I know ESPN's really trying to force this. I mean, I looked at Kyle Kuzma's Twitter, and Kuzma will always have a soft spot just because he's a Ute. Um, Kuzma talks about this, and this is the kind of things they've been talking about on First Take. Are Lamelo's days numbered in Charlotte? And I know this is a different topic, but I think ESPN is just trying to create this propaganda and this narrative of trying to get these type of players like Lamelo, like these superstars, out on the coast where it's
how would
like,
they even do that? Like, what's the rationale of that? Are they implying because there was that rumor that the Hornets wanted Westbrook that it would be Westbrook and AD? Is that what the idea
I
is?
I don't know. I just feel like they just don't want them to. They don't want them
No,
in there.
dude, they don't. they don't have anything near enough to get
Yeah.
Melo. They don't have anything to get a player like that. That's why, like, I sit there and I think about it, like, what could they even do, right? Be competitive. Like, there's no rationale where just trading Westbrook is enough for this team. It's not enough for this team. Like, they
Yeah.
have to do something else. AD, say what you will, man. Like, I think, like, I heard a statistic. I think it was Kevin O'Connor that said this. Shouts out Kevin O'Connor, one of my favorites. He had said that I believe that Anthony Davis still, even though he was hurt and people said he fell off this year, he was still the
Mm-hmm.
number one defender against the pick and roll in the entire NBA with like a certain amount of opportunities. I think it was 200 opportunities to defend the pick and roll. He still was number one, right? So he's still a
Yeah.
legitimate defensive anchor for a team. And I mean, with as many games as he can still give you, like a 30, like he can get you a lot of pieces of
Mm-hmm.
pieces. Those pieces need to play more than he plays. Like they have to play more than he plays if they want any chance of winning a championship. So I would say like
Mm-hmm.
you could get a package that is worthy of trading Anthony Davis right now, and I'm not so sure that that's the case if they play another season and it goes poorly. Like I think this is your opportunity to not only rectify some of the mistakes you made with the Westbrook and the old guy union of like just getting all these old dudes, and you can get out from Westbrook. You can get out because then let's say they go through with my Chicago idea, right? And let's say it's the worst of the two, and let's say they get Vucevic and Lonzo, right? Now you do have like a 4 or 5 next to LeBron with Vucevic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook with those picks, say it is Charlotte. You could still end up with somebody from Charlotte. And I don't think LaMelo has any chance of being traded from Charlotte, but
Yeah.
you could still end up with a legit piece or two that makes like let's say it's Miles Bridges, who's a restricted free agent, right? Sign and trade for Miles Bridges, Westbrook, 3 first round picks, whatever it is, right? And you put Lonzo and Vucevic on a team with LeBron, I mean, that's a legit team. And that I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. When it comes down to it, like I don't want to go too hard on the Lakers. I think like everybody, they're not even in it anymore, and we're still talking about them. That's they're gonna have to be really creative if they
Yeah.
want to not either A, lose LeBron outright by just him forcing his way out, or B, just wasting another maybe his last semi-prime year, right? If that is what it is.
Yeah.
So no, get creative, man. Move this dude to the 5. Let him play center every game and just dominant. Like he's incredible when he plays small ball 5. Like he's so good. So I don't know. Get all the pieces around him. Get the perimeter. Like what has everybody said is the perfect player to go next to LeBron for the entirety of his career? It's like JJ Redick or Kyle Korver, right? It's like a
Yeah.
perimeter dude who just shoots threes at above 40%,
Mm-hmm.
plays decent perimeter defense, and gets out of his way. That's exactly the player that they've always said is the ideal player. This is your opportunity. Put a roster together where it's 4 of those dudes and LeBron at the 5. That would be nasty. But
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see them going in maybe somewhat of that direction, but yeah, I mean, I do think that you have some good ideas, Pete, in terms of like what they could do. The problem is, I'm just not sure if they're willing to do it because I think they're stuck, and I don't think that there's going to be a team. I think a lot of teams they get rubbed the wrong way by a LeBron James led team, and so I could see them potentially just being like, no, and
Don't
just
you
like
don't think that they could move Anthony Davis?
I think they can move Anthony Davis. The question is like, what are they going to get in return? Because he's not someone that like at this point, it's not his peak value, right? It's not
I
someone
mean, he's
that
still 29 though. Like he's still like
yeah,
in
but
his
he's injury
prime
prone, man.
years.
He's injury
He
prone. I
is.
just think that's the caveat when it comes to him is like I'm not sure if teams are going to be willing to give up a lot in order to get a guy in Anthony Davis. Like maybe the only team I could see it is the Warriors, but like everybody else, I just don't see it. But who knows? Like you said, like it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think Anthony Davis, they're gonna look to trade him. I think because I think it just makes the most sense in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they have to. I just think like realistically, Bernie, I'm going to throw an idea out there in chat. You can tell us if you like this idea. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we won't do it. Maybe we will. What if we did some rebuilds like on 2K over the off season?
Let's do some 2K rebuild, let it play out, see what goes on.
Yeah, just see what it has, see what happens, see if we can rebuild it in a way that makes sense. Like, I really think I've been sitting there pondering this a lot because of all the Westbrook talk, all the AD talk, all the Lakers talk in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their only chance is to move AD. That's really it, as far as even putting a palatable team out on the court next season, and
Yeah.
especially getting rid of Westbrook. 'Cause I think they've made pretty clear to LeBron, we're not trading the 27 and 29 picks to get rid of Westbrook. We're not going to do that. You know, those
Mm-hmm.
picks are going to be like maybe top 5. Like once you retire, we're stuck with a bunch of scrubs because you traded everybody away. Those are like top 5 picks. We're not getting rid of that. So find themselves in kind of a precarious spot. It's very similar
Mm-hmm.
to the end of Kobe's run, right?
Yeah.
Except there's going to be a lot of people, and I mean no disrespect by this. I really don't. LeBron is much better than Kobe is at this stage of his late career,
Yeah.
right?
I agree.
Like Kobe, and it shouldn't even be controversial if you watched basketball. Like he really was not a winning player in his last few seasons, right?
No.
And a lot of that had to do with his control over the team and like putting players around him that he wanted to, but also like just his style of play. LeBron still has winning basketball in him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm actually kind of excited to see what the Lakers can do just from like an NBA financial management
Mm-hmm.
fan that I am. Like I'm very interested to see if it's Palinka or whoever they have. I highly doubt it's Palinka that is going
I
to be
don't
there to
know.
make these moves. You
They're
never know. He could
yeah.
be. It could be him, man. They seem to ride or die by Rob Lowe lookalike Rob Palinka. So
Rob Palinka, Rambus, uh, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter who,
at
but
Rambus. Oh my gosh.
so
Jeez, man. Can you believe they have that guy there making major decisions for them? Like crazy to me.
yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. But let us know in the comment section down below, what do you guys make of Pete's idea of this Lakers rebuild? Are you a fan of the Lakers looking to just rebuild and trade away Anthony Davis and get rid of him for Lonzo and Zach LaVine? Let us know in the comment section down below if you agree with the comments and the trade that Pete has made.